Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dakarai Howard here with Chicago Votes Democracy Corps, and right now we're here in Hyde Park's iconic 53rd Street. We're asking people on the street what goes into their decision making as far as the judges go on this 2020 election. What's some of the things that you think is important for why we should be voting?
The judges for me was one of the first ways I felt and had a little bit more belief in voting at all. When last year, when everybody went and said just vote no on all the judges, and one or two of those judges ended up being voted out, knowing a lot of people that have their life determined by those people, to see them be voted out was exciting and made me believe in it more.
It's really important, people how they're voting for judges, because me personally, I just have a lot of friends that are incarcerated, and to see certain judges be or not be on, on a trial or something could be very impactful to a person's sentencing and stuff like that. So it's important to just know more about that and try to know as much as you can, even if it's a little bit, because it is important. So
what's some of the biggest resources that y'all use to understand who y'all should vote for, whether it be a voter guide or what's some of the voter guides that y'all use to kind of figure out that information?
Well, first thing what I do is I always look both in the Sun-Times or the Tribune. They end up having a list of all the different bar associations, how they rank the judges. And I especially look at the one that the Black Women Lawyers Association. If they recommend a judge, I'm usually pretty comfortable with them doing it. And I'm also, if they don't recommend a judge, I'm comfortable with that as well.
Most of my research is done online. The history of the judges, kind of attorney they were, and what made them become judge. And that's about it. But this time I didn't vote on any judges because I didn't have the time to do the research. So.
And in a case like that, we do offer a judicial voter guide, and Injustice Watch is a good one. Like you said, sometimes they have some good information on that. We're talking about the judges on the ballot. So what's some of the biggest resources you use to kind of understand who the judges are on the ballot and if you will or will not vote for them?
I mean, what I do is I do research on all the candidates first and all the judges and everything to see who's going to be a worthy decision.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a fact.
Definitely Trina and Myra's voter guide, TM Productions, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the gang. And then, I'm great friends with Dakarai, so, he's always filming me in Chicago Votes. Shout out Chicago Votes.
That Chicago Votes voter guide, we got that. The Girl I Guess guide, we had that one. TM Productions is another one. Trina and Myra, that everyone's been using and sharing a bunch. But other than that, I feel like it's sometimes kind of hard to find information on judges. That was one of the questions you asked. In some of the homies' situations or cases, trying to find the politics of a judge seems to be a lot harder than we thought. And sometimes with people in Cook County, it's a little bit easier, but particularly if you have judges that are maybe outside of Cook County, it's been kind of hard to find public information. So shout out to anyone that has done research and tried to look more in depth of how the way that some of those judges might vote.
What's some of the qualities that you think a judge needs to have to be successful and just within the community, whether they are from the community or maybe it's trainings involved? What do you think some of the things?
I think trainings need to be involved, because I do think more of our judges definitely need to be fair on their decisions and their decisions on the community and who they're gonna sentence, all that, who they're gonna let free, all that.
If they're part of the community, then they'll be better judges. If they're not, which more than likely the majority of them, they take themselves away from it. They forget about how the community works itself, and I think that's the best way to do it.
What are some of the things that y'all think a judge needs to best serve a community and kind of protect the people that's going to be standing in front of the judges?
I would probably say respect. That's pretty much it. That's all I can think of right now. Yeah, just respect for the person they have as their defendant and stuff like that.
That's a hard question, because in general, I think I'm gonna always lean away from the punitive. Anybody that's putting people in jail, I'm probably not I don't probably agree with that, because I think a lot of things, particularly could be rehabilitated or giving people second chances to make a better decision in the future. So maybe what would make a good judge I would hope that you would be part of the communities and maybe have more insight into the realities of the people that are standing in front of you, not just making a decision based on what you assume about a person, or getting to really know like the circumstances of unemployment, the circumstances of if people have a house to go to sleep at the end of the night, or even food in their bellies, you know what I'm saying? And how much that sometimes can go into why crime exists, or why people have to, make a decision that would even get you in front of a judge in the first place. So maybe I would want you to, like, as a judge, just see people a little bit more holistically and not just be trying to lock everybody up. That'd be my answer.
I'd say judges need to be impersonable and unbiased. I feel like a lot of judges, they see a lot of the same cases, whether it's assaults or felonies or UUWs, and they're constantly seeing the same type of trial, same color skin of the person that's behind, the defendant. And maybe if you could just see like why a person would be in a scenario to where they need to be able to have defense because of the neighborhood they're in, because of the situations that people are put in. So that's what I'd say.
There are a lot of companies out there that do anti-racism training, and I think they should be required. That should be a requirement, not before running, but before they actually start hearing cases.
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all for being able to respond to these questions and sharing that input for us. Thank y'all for having this conversation with us. Do y'all need any resources on like understanding who judges are, decisions that they make? Because we got some.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I really would like some.
All right, we'll pass y'all over something then.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all.
No problem.
Big appreciation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.